श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्किक केसरी वेदांताचार्य वर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि श्रीवासरंग परकाल मुनित्रयाप्त लक्ष्मात्मरक्षण यतिद्विगागमान्तम् आचार्य भक्ति परिभूत मनर्गशीलं गोपाल देसिक मुनिं गुरुमाश्रयामः. It is our parama bhagyam to enjoy the wonderful commentaries on Swami Desikan's Saranagati Deepika Stotra, especially the commentaries written by Srivat Sankachar Swami, Sri D. Ramaswamy Iyengar Swami, Sri Kidambiyam Rajagopalacharya's lucid Tamil commentary, and the whole commentaries have been compiled by Dr. V. and Vedanta Desika Swami, published by Srimadhandavan Sri Poundrivaram Swami Ashramam back in 2008. So we have come to the final day of this Dhanurmasa Utsavam, celebration of our Saranagati, Nonbu, as beautifully portrayed by Andal Nachiyar, Godapirati, and as beautifully picturized and depicted in Saranagati Deepika Stotram by Vedanta Desika. Let's enjoy 58 and 59th slokam, the last two slokams. Swami, in the beginning, in sloka 3, Vedanta Desika mentioned that he is desirous of praising Lord Deepa Prakasha. Now, after completion of this stotram, he now looks back at his production, 58, 57 slokas, and he comes out with the 58th sloka. Ittam stuti prabhritayo yati sammatasyuhu yadva parada padavishvabhisam vishanti stokhanukulya kanika vashavartinaste प्रीतिक्षमा प्रसरयोरमहमस्मि लक्ष्यम् इत्थं स्तुति प्रभृतयो यदि सम्मतास्युः यद्वापराधपदवीक्ष्वपि संविशन्ति स्तोकानुकूल्यकणिका वशवर्तिनस्ते प्रीतिक्षमा प्रसरयोः अहमस्मि लक्ष्यम्. O Lord Deepa Prakasha, Stotram, praise, I have indulged in that, in praising you in this manner in Saranagati Deepika. I don't know whether they are acceptable to you or it went in the wrong way, faulty ways. It's considered as fault. Regardless, I become the object. Either if it pleases you, you will have daya showered on me because of the praise. And if it is a faulty one, you will have your kshama gunam applied on me. So, for you have been won over to either place daya on me or kshama on me. Either the compassion, mercy on me, or forbearance, forgiveness of yours for this fraction of a small favorable act. So after the completion of Stotram, Swami Desikan looks back and says, there has certainly been an attempt to praise you, O Lord. It's not, however, all stuti or praise, because there are words where I have given a threat, a taunt, a request, or an order. Whether all these have evoked Lord's pleasure, appeal, or whether they are additions to the aparadams, the papam that are already there in plenty, Vedanta Desika is not sure. Anyway, what does it matter whether it is an aparadam or praise? Is it not the Lord prone to yield himself up to one who does a small favorable act, even a fraction of it, even a fraction of a minutest good deed done by a person. Perumal considers it as a huge thing. Anukula vritti. So what I have done or attempted to do is an anukula vritti, though a very minute one. If it is good, I shall be rewarded by his approval and pleasure. If it's not good but faulty, I shall become the object of his kshama or forgiveness or forbearance, to be the object of his affection or his forgiveness. I am content. At least I have become an object somehow. I have become an object of his attention, maybe affection or patience, and that's all it counts. So this is a novel way of, innovative way of offering a stotra to the Lord by way of sattvika tyagam. You have composed this stotra through me as an instrument for your own pleasure. That's the sattvika tyagam. Here you have composed me, whether it pleases you or it's not acceptable to you. You can use your daya or kshama on me. So Swami mentions here so beautifully, Bhagavan, ye Bhagavane, ittam, thus this, the one which has been praised, which has been composed, stuti prabhratayaha, stotram, pradakshanam, namaskaram, these things, yati sammadasyuhu, whether it is for your pleasure to bless me with your anugraham, or yatva, or aparada pada vishu, or to get to ignore me because of the aparadams, abhisam vishanti, whatever way it is, stota anukulya kanika, in the context of anukulam, because of this small stotram, vashavartinaha, and you are the person who was praised, you are in the pretext of being praised. Te, your pritikshama prasarayohu, whether it is love or forgiveness, whether it is daya or forbearance, whatever, if you consider this stotram as acceptable to you, it is for your daya or priti. Or if it is an aparadam, it shows your forgiveness. Aham, this akinchanan, helpless person. Lakshyam asmi, I become the object, lakshyam, target of your either kshama or daya. Swami beautifully mentions, I have completed the praise on you. When we consider such acts as praise or circumambulation, pradakshanam, or prostration, they are all primarily designed to please God. If they are good, permissible, pleasing, the Lord shows kindness. If they were not, if the praise is not good, stotram is not good, contaminated with faults, blemishes, defects, or if it slips into the other pleasing acts had been incurred, Lord cannot be cheerful. He will then not show daya. But we can expect kshama. At least he has made some attempt, a small effort, a minutest favorable act. He will be moved to a little satisfaction, or even in the contrary, to a spirit of forgiveness. So may I be the target of your daya flow of loving appreciation or the flow of forgiveness. So Swami appears to have a faint reservation in regard to the stotram in praise of his own divyadesam, own place. It is own birthplace, native deity. That's why he pleads for forgiveness. I am your child who was born and grew up here, brought up here. You should take care of me. You should forgive me. Swami mentions so beautifully here, he puts forth this argument wonderful. The presentation of any stotram with utter humility at the end of the stuti is characteristic of Satvika Tyagam by Swami Desika. In Daya Satakam, he says, for instance, Daya Devi he addresses at the end of the Stuti and says in 102nd Slokam, Samdarshita Swapara Nirvahana Sahetaha Mandasya Saga Samidam Tvayivandino Me. O Daya Devi, Adiyan pretended to cover your limitless, auspicious, wonderful, amazing Dayagunams, attributes, through a small number of slokams, 100 plus. And Adiyan is a dullard, stupid, fool. Adiyan has committed the apacharam of giving the impression to the reciters of your limitless glories can be contained in 100 slokam only. How it is possible? This act of mine can only harm me and others who get that impression that Daya Devi's Kalyana Gunam can be accommodated or put into, contained in 100 plus slokams. So this is not right, appropriate. So just as you enter your Lord's heart and make him forgive my transgressions, trespasses, you must forgive me also now for my mighty trespass which is trying to put you into the stotra. You have the power to forgive me for my offense. So he says, Samdarshita Swapara Nirvahana Sahetaha Mandasya Sagasamitam. This is a Sagasam. So Swami boldly says, you should forgive me. And then Swami Desikan in 59th Slokam lets us know what motivated him to compose this stotra, Saranagati Deepika. A moving, wonderful prayer to Lord Deepa Prakasha of Tirthanka and Sri Maragadavalli Thaiyar. Usually, Swami Desikan, like Alvar Pasurams, at the end of 10 Pasuram or 11 Pasuram, Alvar writes a Palashruti, the fruit of narrating, reciting that 10 Pasurams. Swami Desikan also in every stotram he writes the Palashruti and points out the Saubhagyam that the right reciters of that powerful Sri Suktis will get, will gain, will be benefited. But in this stotram, in 59th, the last slokam, Swami gives a different ending. The focus is on the origin of the Sri Sukti, dealing with the most important, wonderful Upaya Anushtanam, the performance of the means to attain him, Sadhyopayam. And that is Saranagati, which are the observance of Saranagati in all its essential aspects, as beautifully declared and established by Vedas, Upanishad, and our Sat Sampradaya, Putha, Vitiga, Itigasam, Puranam, Alvar Pasurams, as well as Acharya's Sri Suktis. And the Upanishads have given in clearer terms of the Prapatti as a means of moksha. Shvetashvatara Upanishad, I am an aspirant of moksha, seeking refuge in that effulgent God who creates Brahma first and who verily delivers to him the Vedas. So beautifully Upanishad mentions that Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vaivedamscha Prahimoti Tasmai Tamhadevam Atma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. The Taittiriya Upanishad also mentions Nyasa Prapatti and enjoins that the self is to be surrendered to Brahman with the Pranava Mantra. So we can go on telling Kathavalli Shruti, Narayana Upanishad, and also Srimad Ramayanam is a Saranagati Shastram, the Mahabharatam, Bhagavad Gita, Varaha Charma Slokam, Rama Charma Slokam, Lakshmi Tantram, Ahirbunya Samhita. All these things deal with extensively on the various aspects of Prapatti. Vedanta Desika has since uses so beautifully these aspects as established by Vedas and Sat Sampradayam and gives a packed version of 58 slokams on Saranagati Tattva. So, Swami Desikan uses sladai the double entender in this slokam most evocatively. And let's enjoy the 59th slokam. Here, Sneho papanna vishaya Swadasha visheshat Bhuyastamishra samanim Bhuvi venkateshaha Divyam stutim niramimita satam niyogat Deepa prakasha Saranagati Deepika kyam Sneho papanna. So here Sneho papanna vishaya Swadasha visheshat Bhuyastamishra samanim Bhuvi venkateshaha Divyam stutim niramimita satam niyogat Deepa prakasha Saranagati Deepika kyam. Venkatesha, Vedanta Desika, Venkatesha, because of some good period, good dasha in his life, maybe because of the favorable Navagraha planet position, because of that, because of the good period in his life, in the matter of suitable attachment, sneham, friendliness to the Lord, by the command of true great Bhagavatottama, Sadhukal, Sattukal, scholars, by the command, by their ajna, by their instruction, by the order of those Bhagavatottamas, Venkatesha composed this divine stotra named Deepa Prakasha Saranagati Deepika, which is capable of removing the intense darkness, the avijna, the ignorance prevalent in the world, Swami Desikan says. So this is the last slokam of the stotra, as accepted and handed down by commentators and acharyas. Though some people say there are 60 slokams, the acharyas have said there are only 59. So this excellent stuti, praise poem on Deepa Prakasha was composed and authored by Venkatesha, who shows great attachment and bhakti towards the Bhagavatottamas, bhaktas. Sneha means friendliness, fondliness, the affection. Preeti binds us to God. The sneham implies ghee. Sneham implies ghee. Dasha means a state, his period, the state. Also the Vik, the Tiri. Venkatesha was in an essential, very nice, high state of attachment, Tiri. So he could author this work, Deepa Prakasha, a godly praise, fit for the Devatas, Bhagavatottamas. So incidentally it's called Saranagati Deepika, a lamp that lights the field, the road of Saranagati, so that the margam is clear, well lit. People can study it and get to know the intricacies of Saranagati because of the light, because of this Deepam, which lights the Saranagati margam, which paves the way for them to adopt Saranagati. So Venkatesha wrote this work at the behest of the sadhus, Sattukal, Bhagavatottamas, at the instruction, command of the Bhagavatottamas. So here it takes the place of Palasruti. It's capable of dispelling the darkness of ignorance in the world. There is a pun, slashing, with the word Deepika, lamp. A lamp has got a receptacle for oil, agal, and oil is poured into that container. Here it is referred to as Vishayam, the oil itself being Sneha, Anbu, which of course means friendliness, affection. Then there is Vik, Tiri, which is known as Dasha, the state, or Prakasham, or light. The Prakasham light is the result of that. The lamp full of oil and a particularly right wick dispels the darkness of the world. So Venkatesha is the one who lit this lamp, it is Venkatesa who lit this lamp. The words used to bring to one's mind the first verse of Budattalvar Trivandadi. Anbe Tagaliya Snehopapanna Vishayaha. Swami Desikan mentions in this slokam, Snehopapanna Vishayaha, Anbe Tagaliya. Then also Sneha Upapanna, Arvame Nayyaga, Swadasha Visheshat. The Dasha, the Vik, the Tiri, the state. Swadasha, my state, my period of life is the Tiri. Inburugushinda Iditiriya, the melting mind, the heart is the Tiri. Jnana Chudar Velake, Deepa Prakasha Saranagati Deepika. The Saranagati Deepika of Stotram, which is on Deepa Prakasha, is the Jnana Chudar Velake, is the lamp. Like the lamp lit by the Alvars, this is the lamp lit by Venkatesha. The lamp lit by Budattalvar was referred to as by Amudanar as Iraivanai Kanum Idayatti Irul Keda Jnanamennum Nirai Velake. To have the darshan of the Lord and to get rid of the darkness from the heart, from the mind. The Jnanamennum Nirai Velake, the light, the Jnanam, the light of knowledge. The lamp lit by Desika is the same. Deepa Prakasha Saranagati Deepika, which dispels the darkness prevalent in the world. Vedanta Desika reckons himself very fortunate and blessed in having been enabled to sing this stotram. And the two chief reasons for having sung this stotram are mentioned in this slokam. One is, he is in a very propitious period in his life. It is like for me, Adiyan also has been instructed by Bhagavatas to at least give a crude, even if it is faulty, crude English translation of Saranagati Deepika. Nalla Dashai or Dasha Vishesham, and it relates to a matter regarding Sneha or love for God, and that too a very adequate and fitting Upapanna, love. What can be except love towards the Lord? What else can it be? That's the only love which is Upapannam. Kannanike Amadu Kama. The love should be only for Kannan, Deepa Prakasha. Love towards others is regardless, is transitory, Anupapannam. The second reason is the command of Sadhukal, Satam Niyogam, Sattukal. When they desire that something great and glorious must happen, it will definitely happen. Vipravakyo Janardanaha, they say. Asmad Acharya and Sri Paravakote Andavan, Sri Gopala Desikan, Mahadesikan used to say, Vipravakyo Janardanaha. Brahmins, scholars, Bhagavatottama's words are Janardanan's words. So, this was the reason, the two reasons. When the Bhagavatas desire that something should happen, it will happen. It was indeed a very good and propitious time. Swami Desikan was ordered by the Bhagavatas that I received this order from my elders, from my scholars, from my Bhagavatas, from my masters who answer to the Vedic description of a Sat, who fit to that role of Sat in letter and in spirit. So, in Navamani Malai, Vedanta Desika mentions Tamil Prabandham. He had the command and blessing of Lord Devanatha of Trivahindrapuram to sing the Stotram in 9 works in 3 languages, Sanskrit, Prakritam and Tamil. Mundai Marai Mozhiya Vazhi Mozhi Ni Endru Mukundan Arul Tanda Payan Petre Nane. You follow the path laid down by the ancient scriptures and speak accordingly. That was Lord command issued to Desika out of his own daya. Mundai Marai Mozhiya Vazhi Mozhi Ni Endru Mukundan Arul Tanda. Mundai Marai Mozhiya, the ancient scriptures, that path laid down by the ancient scriptures, Upanishads and others, you speak accordingly, said Mukundan. This was the Lord's directive. Out of his great Arul Tanda Payan, Ade Petre Nane, all these 9 works, Desika feels that he has had the Lord's daya in full measure and thereby enabled to fulfill the task entrusted to him. Here it is the Lord's chosen devotees who directed Desika to sing the Saranagati Deepika in praise of Lord Deepa Prakasha. So, the name Deepa Prakasha Saranagati Deepika justifies the pratigna, the promise made in the first slokam, which was to the effect that essential tenets of Yatiraja Mahanasa Sampradayam are presented in the shape of a stotram in praise of the Lord of Sri. Thus, the stotram is at once a stotram in praise of the Lord, and it is a treatise, it's a treasure on the sacred Saranagati Sampradayam handed down to Desika from the Alvars Acharyas by a series of eminent Acharya, a Sampradaya which Desika himself has referred to elsewhere as Asmad Desika Sampradayam. So beautifully he has enlisted and he has packed in a way that it is same as Alvar. Sneha Upapanna, created with great affection, or the lamp having the oil as fuel. Vishaya, the stuti about the Lord of Tirthanka, or the container, agal containing the oil. Swadasha Visheshat, through the different special methods used in the composition, or through the remainder of the wick, the tiri, soaked in the oil. Tamisra Shamanim, which can remove the dark overlay Ajnanam, or which can banish the physical darkness and illuminate the space around the lamp. Clear reference to Mudal Alvars. So, Poige Alvars said, the whole world is the bowl. Vayyam Tagaliya Varkadale Neyyaha. The sea, oceans constitute the ghee for the flame, and lamp of the hot ray sun to light up my ajnanam, my jnanam. With this lamp of jnanam, I compose a garland of pasurams to the sacred feet of the Lord. Poige Alvar. Mudattalvar, Anbe Tagaliya Arvame Neyyaha. I have now lit a lamp for Lord Sriman Narayana by composing jnanam filled stotras. This is a service at his lotus feet. For this lamp, the bowl is my love for the Lord, Snehopapanna. The ghee is my craze to see him, my madness to see him and enjoy him. The wick is my heart that melts in the pleasure of doting on him. The flame of the lamp is my Atma, which has virtually melted with Parabhakti evoked in it. And Peyalva says, Tirikkandain Ponmeni Kandain, seeing the Lord with his Parama Bhakti, and declares that it is a great day when he and his fellow Alvars saw the Perumal with Periyapiratti, with the light of the lamp that they had lit with affection. Snehopapanna Deepa Prakashena Drishtam. Swami Desikan followed the path and performed Mangalasasanam for Sri Maragadavalli Sameta Sri Deepa Prakashan of his Avatara Sthalam. And such is the glory of the Sri Sukti, which develops Swarupa Jnanam to gain moksham through Sharanagati, and came out with the Sharanagati. Let's recite these slokams and reflect on their meaning. No doubt, Perumal's grace, God is the primary cause for moksham of an individual. It is the grace of the God that plays a 99.99% role in securing moksham, or 100%. It is the daya of the Lord. It is the grace. God is the actual direct means, upayam, for getting moksham, salvation. The Mundaka Upanishad states that Brahman is the causeway for attaining the eternal state. Amritasya yesha shetuhu. The Kathopanishad said Paramatman can be attained only by those on whom he blesses and confers, awards his daya. Yame vaisha vrunute tena labhyaha. In view of this, God is described as ever ready upayam, siddhopayam. Siddha means one who has been in existence eternally, even prior to the observance of any act by us. And if God is the upayam for moksham, why we need bhakti yogam or prapatti? Why do we have to undertake them? The answer is bhakti and prapatti are required to secure the grace of God. As we have explained earlier, the individual souls have been deprived of the enjoyment of the blissful Brahman in the state of moksham due to our beginningless karma karma vasana, mari mari pala pirappam pirande. The removal of this obstacle, which is the karma, is possible only by the grace of the Lord. And Lord cannot just like that remove the hurdles, the papam, burns the papam, crushes the sins without any pretext on our behalf. Why should we give then the enjoyership, doership, and the kartrutvam, bhoktutvam, and jnatutvam, the knowership? We should know what is to be enjoyed, and we should do that for which we need to enjoy. So the ultimate absolute enjoyment, peranandam, eternal enjoyment, is the Lord. All others are alpam, astinam. In order to get that, He has given us faculty to know and do so that we can enjoy. And our eternal servitude, being His servant. So sadhya means what is to be accomplished by human effort. Sadhyopaya means bhakti or prapatti, Saranagati, to be accomplished by individual in order to earn that grace of God. It's only a pretext. It's only raising my hand, please, and Lord lifts us. So primary is grace, daya. Accessory is the prapatti. God is the primary cause. Bhakti and prapatti are accessory cause. If God were to shower His grace on an individual without any effort on his part, he would be open to criticism, arbitrariness. Hence, Bhakti and Prapatti are enjoined by Upanishad, declared by Upanishads, Srimad Ramayanam, Itihasa Puranas, Alvaracharyas, to invoke the grace of the Lord. With that, Adiyan prostrates Dandavat Pranamams to Bhagavatottamas for being able to bear with Adiyan's crude, rambling English translation with all the disqualifications, lack of proficiency in any language for that matter. Adiyan simply reproduces the wonderful extensive commentaries written by the Acharya Purushas, Bhagavatottamas. धन्योस्मि धन्योस्मि धन्योस्मि. कवितार्किक सिंहाय कल्याण गुणशालिने श्रीमते वेंकटेशाय वेदांत गुरवे नमः. आचार्यं त्रिवडिगळे शरणम्.